The Bunker Project, podcast episode number 29. Welcome back to another episode of The Bunker Project. We're live to hard drive here in the St. Regis Hotel, and we've got a full house.
Full? Come on, it's outrageously huge.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Thank you for listening to the 29th episode of The Bunker Project, and we are live to hard drive here.
Yeah, and that
no editing, so...
And the hum in the background are the 4,000 people that turned up for the show. We've got them roped off. But we do have some special guests here. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10-ish people around us.
And counting.
Yeah, exactly. This is an awesome location, man.
Yeah. St. Regis Hotel, we're right here. And we can thank Lorraine... Rain Coaster?
Yep.
At Rain Coaster.
Dun, dun, dun.
For suggesting this location. She's been on before, and she's back again to talk a little bit about social media. She's our Twitter master.
Twitter mistress?
Yeah.
A twitette? I don't know. It's hard to say, isn't it?
So St. Regis Hotel is right here on Seymour and Dunsmuir in downtown Vancouver.
It's a happening bar upstairs, too. I went and checked it out. It's packed tonight. Our poor waitress, I mean, she's like going nuts. So she's got like 1 million people upstairs, and then she's got to hike down, walk across the complete room because we're trying to have it quiet. And then there's always, I can see the wine list, and I like a Manhattan. And do you have one of those new complex drinks? He said, what? Come on. Whoever ordered beers, man. Anyways.
It's also the home of Gotham Steakhouse.
Oh, man. A bit of... never mind. I'm not going to go that direction. Anyways.
I've never personally had a Gotham steak, but...
Well, they're like regular steaks, except more goth-like.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I have to have my own drummers here.
And they're coated in gold.
Hey, so we're because we have so many guests tonight, we're probably going to be going all over the place. So I'm going to start up, and we're just going to let her fly. We'll be all over the place tonight. Just for our speaking audience, if you want to speak into the mic, let us know because all the mics are muted, and we'll bring them up. You want to move them around before, then we're ready. And then we won't have all this rumbly stuff because we're really live to hard drive now. We are not editing at all.
Except using Audacity to take out a little bit of noise in the background.
Yeah, those bad words that Bob uses.
Using the multi-band compressor, and that's it.
Multi-band compressor.
And then we're ready to go.
Okay, so I'm just going to jump right in here. I saw this really, really cool new service on the internet. It's kind of like a social media... what do you call it? Social media 2. Like social media came out with Facebook and Twitter and all that, blah, blah, blah. Now companies are taking to the next level. And this one's called bump.com, www.bump.com. And basically what it does is it makes your license plate your phone number. So if you drive away with your bag, your purse on your car, or somebody goes to your car and your dog's sweltering in the heat, they can punch in your phone number and text directly.
Your license plate, you mean?
Yeah, sorry. Punch it, thank you. And I've only had one. These Kennys are killer. Anyways, punch in the person's license plate number because it's, only one for every person. And boom, you can text the person or phone the person. So is that creepy or not creepy? Is that freaking you out? Or there are benefits, but there's also some creep factor there. Oh, we got some big smiles on our audience. It looks like we're going to have our voiceover specialist is going to be jumping right in there. Hang on here. Okay.
Oh.
Check to see if your mic is on. If there's an on-off switch on that mic. Try that. No? Is that a dead?
It was working before.
Was it? Really? He killed it. Oh, you got it on pause?
Try it now.
Thank you. Oh, there we go.
All right. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Well done. That is our haggard waitress. She is just like running around like crazy. By the way, what's your name? Monita. That's a fantastic name. Thank you, Monita. Another Kilkenny Irish Cream Ale, which is not bad for a replacement for the black. It's not as black as the black, but good enough.
I've got Guinness, and that's even more black.
Oh, yeah. That's the cappuccino of beers, I hear. So back to the creep factor.
Yes, the creep factor. The only thing that you see somebody getting out of a car, you punch in their license plate, you leave them a text.
Yeah, or you can call them.
And... that leaves it open for all sorts of
Stalkers.
things to happen.
Oh, yeah. Say, hi, I saw you pulling away in your
I
car.
don't think I'm going to be doing that anytime soon.
Well, actually, there was a sample video on there, and what happens. This girl's walking along the street, and this guy drives by, and she punches in his license plate and messages him, and he grins and turns around. So it's like, okay, so the new dating technique. Oh, good-looking guy. I think I'll call him.
Or phones the police and
Yeah, it's
and
like,
says,
there's a creepy guy.
Excuse me, there's a creepy guy in a car. He just drove by me and he whistled at me, and that's not nice.
Wow, it looks like we just got a whole pile. Alan Knight is in the house. Dude.
Alan Knight, the Buddhist monk. Alan Knight.
Yeah, ex-Buddhist monk. Monk, yeah,
yes.
the monk to wolf. Amazing. Hey, so we're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff. If you want to grab a mic, put up your hand, and we'll make some room for you. It's going to be a bit of a free for all because we only have 2 mics available right now.
All right.
Okay. All right, look at Alex just moving right on in. Well, we're talking about the creep factor right now. Anybody wants to jump in? I know our drinking maven is going to jump right in there. Okay, what do you want to say, Tristan?
I think you beat me to the punch already, but I was going to say, how does this change red light flirting? I don't know if it existed already. It might have, but...
Yeah, that's a good point. Good
Yeah.
point. It is weird, that they're talking about, if you read their description about what they're supposed to be doing, is the social ramifications. They're kind of what I would like pitching it on, like, oh, this is a good thing, this is a great thing, but really, I think it has a major creep factor. I mean, like it's
Very
like
much so.
Yeah.
Very much.
stalking with your license plate. I mean, I guess if the person
Well,
zaps you once.
You could always turn the service off if you don't like it, I suppose.
That's true. I mean,
It's like those dating services with cellular phones where you can, it's big in Japan. You could subscribe to the service and you could put in your parameters of what you were looking for. And whenever you got close to someone that had, the same, a match, your phone would go off. And then it would get, the closer you got to the person, the quicker it would beep. And then
Like a Geiger counter.
like a Geiger counter, like a heartbeat almost.
Wow, a relationship Geiger. I
don't
like
know if,
that.
but if you could always turn that off too. So it's not like you have to be
Yeah, it's true.
plugged
It's
into
true.
it
It's
if you don't
true.
want to.
Now we had some concern over there with mic distances. Is that not working for you guys? That mic over there? Yeah, it's close enough. You're just gonna have to work with it. Okay, we've got wide tables today, so our booms are not doing the in your face. Anyways,
Hey, did you try the Google URL shortener this week?
yeah, I did. Do you want to talk about that? Because you are totally excited about it. Andrew doesn't get excited about a lot of stuff, but he got excited about this. Now, everybody knows about the shorteners, which is like, what's the one I use? Bitly and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But Google's jumped in. So tell us
So
about
Google's got one. It's Google GOO .gl, and you go there and you can, just like any other URL shortener, you can plug in your long URL, shorten it, and if you put a /QR, it'll generate a QR code, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, now
Bob's
everybody knows
totally
what a QR
into the
code is.
QRs.
Yeah,
Really?
I'm a QR addict. A QR
Me
is those
too.
little squares that got little dots on them. If you take a picture with your phone and it's got the right software in it, it will actually generate information. So like a website, 250 characters, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, that's really, really cool. So once again, Google has done something on the engineering side that has brought it to the next level. Tristan.
I've just been doing my business cards this week. Just ordered them from the printer this morning, and they have QR codes on them.
Oh.
And my technologist / web designer set it up for me in such a way that when you scan it, it loads a little window on your computer, which basically gives you the option of saving it as a V card to your contact book
Nice.
with all my contact info in it, or directly to phone me, instant message me, email me, or visit my website. So it just sort of removes an extra step that people need to take to get in touch with me. And who's this guy waving his arms?
Oh,
around?
hang on, I guess.
That's our game. dude.
Twisted Magic is here. He's in the house. He's doing a mime
Twisted
technique.
_magic.
Man, we have like so. It's just ridiculous. This is the biggest show we have ever had. I mean, the smallest one we had was 2, and really 11 was that you were the last big one.
Yeah, buy a couple of microphones, will you guys?
Yeah, I know. I think 10. Well, actually, this week, Andrew and I did a lot of back and forth on getting more headphones. So, because listening to the show and then not having the headphones on, totally different experience. So, yeah, we there's this, what's it, a Behringer 9 headphone amp, $99 on eBay.
Try Tom Lee as well. They have all the Behringer stuff.
Yeah, I know, but Tom Lee is like, way too expensive compared to stuff in the stand.
No, easy.
Easy
No, but
peasy.
the Bunker Project has a limited budget.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And all of it goes to beer, I'm sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
And for the mics, we need a bigger mixer to get more mics. So
Yeah.
that's the other issue.
Well, what we could do is get another mixer, a cheaper mixer, and then just patch it over to this mixer as an input. We could do that.
Yep.
Yeah,
So that would
that's
give us
easy
another
enough
4
to do.
mics. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, if our voiceover specialist becomes a regular, we can just get him to bring his equipment.
I have a Big Mackie.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that makes
And
yeah.
I don't
I know.
mean
It's like,
that in a rude way either.
I've got a quarter pounder.
hey, I'm not even going that direction, guys. Usually it's me that's obtuse, but you guys are on the ball today. Okay, so the Google URL shortener. I was also doing something this week where I wanted to repost all my blog posts. You work every week and you put in all these posts up and say, hey, I want to reintroduce the old posts because like 280 posts, I can't even remember my posts. So I checked it out, and there's an awesome new plugin, and what it does is it takes all your posts and it'll just put them on Twitter. Like every hour, every 2 hours, every 3 hours, every 4 hours, and it'll just put them back up, and it'll use your headline and then a link, and you can choose which URL shortener can, except for Google because it's so new they don't have it on there. So I use the Bitly. So that's pretty awesome. We'll put that in the show notes if you want to download that and put that onto your WordPress site. Very, very cool new function. That's hot, new today, just done, and I've got it on all 4 of my websites. So that's, if you follow me on Twitter, you're just going to get bombarded.
Of course, with the Google one, you've got all the analytics with it as well. Oh, here we go. You've got to get right up on.
You got to
mic.
get right on top of the mic. You adjust it until it's comfortable. We're a wide open show. Hang on, are we getting her in there? No. Are we getting a signal from her? Can you just bang the mic? No. Okay. So there's a switch on it. Try the switch. Bang.
Okay, perfect. That
All
sounds
right, there we go.
No, but how often does the blog post does it constantly get the same post get retweeted or something?
No, I got like 287 posts, so it's posting my old posts, right? So I'm still putting new posts up, and that automatically
anybody
tweets
really
out.
wanna
But
read
there
Oh,
are
it's good stuff.
limitations if you don't customize your tweet, especially when you don't use the proper hashtags or Twitter handle, because there's a lot of ways to optimize your search on Twitter too.
Oh, absolutely. But for me, I don't want to spend all day tweeting out, and I still want my listeners or my tweet followers to have something to get from me. So I'll be doing custom stuff, maybe once or twice a day.
Okay,
And
I think,
we're good.
we've got our
Maven is
Twitter-
about to wait in.
our Twitter
All right.
master wants to speak.
All right, go for
I know
it.
she's all about the real, authentic, real communication on Twitter. So it's going to be interesting to hear what she says.
I don't use an automated thing to do this because I find that I can write more enticing headlines myself spontaneously. And I mean, when you look at the Twitter stream, it's a party that's going on at that moment. And the words that you put into that should be appropriate for the feeling of your group right at that moment.
Okay.
So since I'm never offline when I'm conscious, I do it manually. But I really highly recommend doing exactly what you're doing, which is posting your old posts to Twitter. Some of my best stuff I wrote in 2006, 2007, and they're never going to see it on the front page of my website. So I have to say, hey, if you want to find out about the world's coolest aircraft, you've got to go to my blog and read this old post.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, but that also shows that the power of your headlines. When you make your on your blog, making your post your blog post headlines, they've got to sing, because when it gets shortened, it's just used in because that's what's used. It makes a lot of sense. I mean, gosh, I can't remember some. I got great headlines.
I can see it, but at the same time, I agree that you can put more into it if it's live in person.
Well, you get the back and forth happening, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, now I do that with asks. Like,
You
I'll
can- you
ask
can
for something
tell.
on Twitter, and then people say, "Oh, have you tried this? Have you tried that?" Like, does anybody have a great new location that we can go to because we just got kicked out of our location, right? And we got a bunch of stuff, but that was through Facebook, I think. But
I saw it in both places.
yeah,
though.
but that's kind of an irrelevant point because it's if you start a conversation by like kind of going into a networking meeting and say, "Hi, my name's Bob. I'm really looking for a new location for my podcast," and then walking out of the room, and everybody's like, "Who is that jerk?" I have some great locations. Where did he go? Where did he go? So that's, I think, the essence of the online. If you come to the party and you start a conversation, don't walk away from the conversation because people will be disappointed with you.
Yeah.
If you do that too often, they don't want to talk to you anymore.
Yeah, and people can tell if it's an automated service. Usually, they can tell that you're sending out.
Oh,
automated
absolutely.
tweets, and it turns people off. So if you're doing it, I think it's okay if you have a service like that to do it in moderation, but I wouldn't be too keen on doing it all the time.
All day, every day.
Yeah. What do you think?
That's what you get with me.
Do you think that you should never do it, or do you think it's like? Would you recommend in your workshops ever doing that?
Would I recommend what? specifically?
Ever using any kind of automated service to tweet?
I don't generally like it. Oh, hey.
Hey, we're going to give you some headphones because that will make the conversation
I'm
a
gonna
lot
feel
more
like a
real.
real podcaster now.
Oh, hang on. We got to
Other
take. We
ways.
got AX.
Yes,
How's
yeah.
that?
I
Is
don't
that
know how to use this technology. It's like old. Sorry.
Head-
I don't recommend it. I don't use it myself, but I do recommend it to my clients because they're running businesses. This is my business. So if you're running a business, you need to make it easy for yourself. I mean, that's why you hire employees, because you can't do everything. So the judicious use of auto posting, publicized features, feeding your blog into your WordPress or into your Facebook page, I use network blogs for that. So I do automate some things, but I do know the difference between the payback I get when I do it manually and the payback I get when I do it automatically.
Yeah.
And Facebook, for instance, if you feed your blog into Facebook using an automated system like Notes, the WordPress app, or network
We
blogs,
use actually RSS graffiti.
Yep, but when you post it manually, Facebook gives it a higher priority and it's more likely to appear in your friends and followers' news feeds.
Yeah.
So there's a greater payoff for using it manually. It's a little bit more elbow grease, but I
Well,
mean,
it's
all
personal.
typing.
Yeah, for me, what I'll go on to Twitter in the afternoon. I'll be checking out, doing some custom posts, and I'll say, "Oh, look at there's a post. I wonder what that was," because I don't even know because it auto posts, and I'll click on it, and it'll take me to this really cool post that I did like 2 years ago. Oh, I totally forgot about that. So neat. So it works for me. I think if your content is killer, and people are okay, we know Bob blasts out all the time, but man, 99% of the time, if you click on that link, it's kind of interesting and fun. I mean, that's what I don't have a very serious blog. I mean, I 10 great tips for twittering, and then the next thing you see is a guy playing playing a guitar with a tractor, and it's like, oh, that's really fun. And then there's some cartoons, and then it's back to social media, and it's this and that. So it's more of it's
whatever's on your
entertaining.
mind at the time.
Well, it's whatever I stumble upon. It's like a manual version of stumble upon. Okay, we got a voiceover.
Is it advisable to retweet something from 2 years ago about tips on Twitter or Facebook?
Well, that there's some stuff that's out of date. Like I had a great Twitter that went out today, and I clicked on it, and I was like, "Oops, maybe that shouldn't have gone out." It was like business trends for 2009.
Well, those are fun to read.
But
Yeah.
because you could say, man, these guys are like way out of line. They were saying Twitter was going to die in 2009. So
And now they're publicizing that post on Twitter.
Exactly. So funny.
A tip on Twitter from a couple of years ago, if it was to do with generating content and not to do with the technical side, because of course it's changed over time, I think that's fine. But you just have to be careful what you're sending out there.
Oh, don't look at me, man. I'm just a co-host. There's a lady who wants to
I have a
talk.
question to all of you: is how often should you be tweeting? Maybe you can answer this, Lorraine. It's like I see people that they'll tweet like every 30 seconds, and then all of a sudden they're like they don't exist on Twitter. So I think like
There's
they'll
a
send
term
out
for that. It's
like
called
they'll-
a tweet wave or something like that.
that would sound right. I mean, how effective do you think that is? I think I'm always turned off by the tweets when I see like 5 of them in a minute from one person versus gradually over a period of time.
Well, Twitter has done a few technical things to make life easier on their servers, which also pays off so that you don't see so much of the noise. You only see, if somebody's talking to someone and using it as chat, which I do frequently, you only see the tweets if you're following both people, the person who's talking and the person they're talking to. Twitter did that to save power on their servers, basically, but it helps us reduce noise. I'm very noisy. I use Twitter as a conversation tool. A lot of people use DMs, and that irritates me because it's like, how are you today? I don't want to be seen talking to you. It just appears strange to me. But my response is always this: if you're seeing those tweet waves and they bother you, follow more people. Just dilute it.
Yeah. Well, my question is, because this is I'm not a fantastic Twitterer. I don't even know the
We're
right.
still inventing
I
the
know
words.
it's
Make
just like,
it up.
Exactly. So anyways, a twerp.
You're such a twerp.
Oh, I know it's. But for me, I'll be reading some of these tweets, and because it's out of context, I don't know what the heck they're talking about. I said, Joe, what an awesome idea. I said, well, what are you talking about? Now I'm curious about what the awesome idea is. How can I find the beginning of that conversation to what's going on?
Well, I use TweetDeck, which is pretty good at pulling up entire conversations. You can use a number of different services. They're out
Isn't
there.
that built in now, though? I thought that was... There are options in Twitter itself.
New
that
Twitter, I hate it with a passion. But if you click on someone's individual tweet, if you click on the actual date, time stamp there, it should take you to the individual tweet on the web page, and you can click back through that. And it's also socially acceptable to just go,
What the hell are you
what are
talking
you
about?
talking about? Because I like awesomeness.
Yeah, cool.
Just jump in because
Hashtag
everybody does that.
awesomeness.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. So our drinking maven is his job. Actually, our cocktail maven.
I finally have something to say. I was just thinking
Attaboy.
about it and listening to your comments there. And my response would be, I guess it depends on what your goals are with Twitter and what you're trying to accomplish. And
In terms of the Twitter wave?
and how you're using it. Okay. And how much. It's more in a response to you asking how many times you should tweet. So, for instance, when I first got into Twitter, it was more of a social casual thing. I was studying it and learning how it worked and what its implications were and what your actions resulted in. And now I tweet more on behalf of businesses and clients, and the goal is a lot different. It's less social, it's less conversational, although that's what you want to accomplish as well. But ultimately it comes down to cost benefit. How much time and effort are we putting into this tool, and what is the end result, and how does that translate into more business and more revenue? So when we look at the numbers and we compare our actions, basically the scale of how much you tweet to a certain extent translates into more followers, more attention to your brand and to your name, and ultimately more click-throughs, which at the end of the day, the trickle-down is how do those click-throughs turn into conversions and more business. So right now we're working with ramping that up, increasing the numbers of tweets until we hit a point where those positive benefits start to roll off and it becomes a negative aspect. And I haven't reached that yet. So right now we're at like 3 to 5 tweets a day. We try to retweet as much as possible. We try to mention other people as much as possible and respond directly to some of the comments they've made. And that ultimately translates into the most positive growth across the board.
I just wanted to say something because someone in the audience wrote me a note, but like essentially the Twitter application itself, there's an arrow button that allows you to kind of track down the entire history of that conversation. Hootsuite also does that. I use that third-party application, and it does kind of give you that the dialogue between the two tweeters.
I just want to jump in here. I feel like I'm in the United States under one of those commissions where they have all those senators and stuff, and where the two guys that are up against The senator is like, I got 2, 4, 6, 9 people staring at with the mics and stuff. Like, what's that?
What did you do, Bob?
Okay, it started in 1984. I got a Shure mic, and it just went downhill from there.
And he forgot it in his geocache.
Yeah, exactly.
Organized what?
Yeah, organized algorithms. Okay, so that was a great little segment on Twittering. Nice. I've got Google Places here now. Everybody, hands up on how many people have Google Places. You guys in the audience don't have to. The guys that are listening don't have to do that. But we got 1, 2. How many other people know about Google Places? 2, 3, 4, 5.
Know about it, don't use it.
Don't use it. That's very interesting. Okay, so there are 49 million places, websites pre-created by Google, and nobody's really utilizing it. And it's in a free service that businesses aren't using. And when people do Google searches, because it's created by Google, it'll tend to come up. If you go to like Vancouver and maybe, you know, if I'm Googling for a pawn shop or something like, not porn shop.
Porn shop?
Pawn shop.
You don't know what that is, Bob.
It's that radio voice just cuts right through, doesn't it? Anyway, you'll get a map of Vancouver, a Google map, and you click and it'll show you the 20 or 30 businesses that are connected. That is directly related to that algorithm, right?
Yeah.
So 35% of people are searching for local business using places or maps.
And
2 to 3% of place pages have been claimed. Only 2 to 3 places.
Only 3%
of the 49 million
in North America have been claimed. That doesn't mean you're not getting the benefit of it, because Google has aggregated Yellow Pages information and other local sites into the places pages that they've developed, these 49 pages. But if you don't claim it, you can't optimize it. And we did that at TAC Mobility. I claimed all of our stores, and we had our address, our name, and that we were in the cellular industry, and that's it. So if you typed in TAC Mobility, we'd come up on the map. But if you typed in cell phone repair, you typed in cell phones, if you typed in TELUS or TELUS Mobility or anything to do with us that people would actually be searching for, we didn't come up. So we claimed the page, we entered in, we completed the listing, filled in all the keywords that we wanted to be found on, and lo and behold, you go into an iPhone, on the maps, or you go into do a search, and the local results come up, and there we are, right at the top. So
what if you don't have a bricks and mortar?
Doesn't matter.
Really, Places is really for bricks and mortar. But I mean, if you've got a business, even a home-based business, you could do the same thing.
It becomes your home. Like I've got one for my home-based business. And what's interesting?
Can you use your home address?
Absolutely. I am like totally open. I mean, if you go to .tel, it's got everything about me. I mean, I'm just like, go for it, man. I mean, yeah. If I get identity theft, the bank will pay for it. I mean, yeah. I'm gonna work. Hey, my Visa card got stolen from me when it was being mailed to me, and they used it, and I called it Visa, and they said, yeah, no problem, just take that off your bill. So
we've got
not a lot of risk.
Eric,
Yeah, but they can't activate it, can they?
Well, they used it for about $1,200 worth of
If
stuff.
it's not activated.
Well, it was weird, I know, and
we've got
they're
Eric
using
here
it.
from Wix.com. I'm sure he wants to talk about Google
Hello,
Places
everyone.
Hey, good to see you back here, Eric. Now, this is our favorite guy from Europe, Eric. Now,
Yeah,
if
the
you guys
Middle
been-
Eastern side of Europe.
Yeah, exactly.
definitely.
You guys be following our show, you know that long, very tired joke that Bob brings up. But Eric, what do you got to say?
Yeah, I mean, what I wanted to add about the Google Places, which are also recommended to all our group that you are part of also, is that it's not just that you can pick your place and save it for your own self, but because actually being on Google Places helps you with the page rank. And not only that, you can actually add much more information, textual and visual, about your work or about your service than you would have in any other search option.
Yeah,
Not just the title and description will appear now, but
pictures.
more text and the map and a few other visuals and links
Yeah,
that you
that's-
can add.
Yeah, that's true.
Which
On
is a very, very important thing
Oh,
to
it's
have.
huge. And
definitely.
coupons. You can add coupons.
Yeah,
definitely.
Well, I got
And-
my
and
portfolio
offers.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got my portfolio on it, pictures and stuff like that.
You can have 5 videos, I believe, 10 pictures, and you can put multiple offers.
Yeah, links to more pictures.
Even if you don't have a storefront?
Yeah, because what it is you make it your address. right? So if you're shy about your address, so like you're in White Rock area, right? So you would make your address your home in White Rock, and then you would put all this other information about it. Now, I don't know if you can hide that specific address. Is that option?
Well, you don't need a specific address, because if you're just a service,
you can say Burnaby.
It's not. Yeah, I mean, you have a radius of operation option that you can just mark. I walk around 10 kilometers or 15 kilometers from a specific point, and that's it. It doesn't show an exact address.
Nice.
But a radius of operation, which is good enough.
Region or city or area.
And it makes a big difference because you can see, of course, you've got analytics on there too, and you can see before you claim the page how many impressions and click-throughs and everything that you've got. And then when you claim the page and optimize it, it goes through the roof. And we've had some people come in off of directly because they saw an offer on Google Places that we never would have had them.
Yeah, I think it works better for a brick and mortar store instead of a service base. Well, they have a TELUS mobility place. You can go in and get phones and service. I mean, it's like a TELUS
so it's
store,
like
right?
a coupon for something or
you
that
could
sort of thing.
service. I mean, if you're
Whatever
looking
you
for a
want
new
to
phone,
a discount or whatever you want.
anything except for an iPhone 4.
But the bottom line is people are searching for something, and if they need a phone,
they want a deal.
They need a phone, and they're looking for a place to get it. If they're searching locally, that means they're a customer that's already willing to spend money.
And they're probably just down the road.
And if you don't come up, your competition will come up. And right now, it's a huge opportunity because only 2 or 3%,
exactly.
So
it's like it gives you monopoly almost. Okay, Tristan, you wanted to run it? Nope. I think Tristan's ordering a special drink. He's going to order a drink. No, okay, and here he is, live from the back of the room.
Just as Eric said with PageRank, I think that's the key, is that the more places you can stick your name and put your link and allow people to find you, and especially the more you can be friendly with Google, I think the better off you are. And it doesn't really take that much effort or time. You spend half a morning or so.
Well,
it took me to add all of our stores, 26 locations. It took some of them it took me longer because I couldn't verify it by the phone number, but so I had to get a postcard. Because what you have to do is you have to verify when you claim your Google page. If it's a page that was already created by Google, you have to verify that you own that place. So they'll call you with a confirmation number that you have to enter in, or they'll send you a postcard. But it only took a day, half a day, while I was doing all my other regular work in between to get it done. And it doesn't take much time at all.
No, it's
what you
easy.
do if you have multiple locations is you just cut and paste your primary keywords into the description and whatnot. So it's easy.
What have you seen from it?
We've had people come in purchasing product that they would not have purchased. We get phone calls. People find us. Basically, what's happening is, especially in our industry, because we sell smartphones, people are searching for services on their smartphone. So if we don't come up, we're in a really bad position.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's not one solution fits all. It's part of your ongoing marketing strategy. And here's an amazing opportunity where other businesses aren't coming up to basically do what they're supposed to be doing. 2 to 3% of 49 million opportunities, that's basically a monopoly position. So if you can go in and place your business and optimize it. Well, yeah, for a limited time.
Until everybody finds out about it, right?
Until everybody jumps on the boat. But, I mean, if you're a person that's following social media and following your opportunities and tools that are available on the internet, and you would adopt them quickly, you're an early adopter, then you're going to be ahead of the curve. I mean, if you Google Bob Garlick, Garlick, I am on the first 3 pages, and I own 80 to 90% of every one of those Google pages. It's ridiculous because I put out a ton of content. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, on Facebook this week, I struggling to put out content, 7 links. I've got 3 podcasts, I've got blogs, I've got my website. I mean, I'm putting out a ton of stuff, and because of that, over the past couple of years, Google saying, "Wow, this guy Bob Garlick, he's everywhere." Now, if all the other Bob Garlicks in the world aren't very impressed with me, who is this jerk Bob Garlick from Vancouver? He's put me on this page 7. What am I doing on page 7? He's so greedy. He said like, he's got 7 links on the first page and 12 links on the second page.
Especially when people are searching for Italian food. Come on.
Exactly. Garlic. Yeah, true. So yeah, it's all about your online strategy, not just social media strategy. It's your online strategy.
Yeah.
Get into it, do it, and then do it some more. Kristen's right in there.
You got to put a section on your site that's just garlic recipes. See what happens then.
Oh, okay. And I'll spell it Garlick. Actually, I've got a client that misspells my name. A lot of people misspell my name, even on invoice. I got a check today, Bob Garlic with a C, and the bank took it. It's weird, but basically, a couple of my Google
you use
rankings.
The wrong spelling though, don't you?
No, the CK is the proper spelling, but they spell it with a C instead of a CK. But the garlic, I think it's HOBN. No. Well, anyways, this group, they're right up there on the first page, and it's Bob Garlic with the misspelling. Because it relates to all the other content. So it locks, this is Bob Garlic, even though it's spelt wrong, because Google does spell checks. They have algorithms for spell checks.
That's why you used askbob.tel.
Yeah.
People misspell your name.
Well, I've got contactbob.tel. I've got bobgarlic.com. I've got Bob Garlic at Twitter. I've got Bob Garlic on Facebook. I mean, because I've got such an unusual name, I have this luxury of being able to own that. I mean,
so what is it? What has it done?
There's
for
a couple
you?
of Bobs that I have.
Have you?
Well, I get the bragging rights. I get to say. I think what it does is it with me, because what I do is high end marketing and basically high end marketing and design and stuff like that. When I talk to people and I say, hey, you got to get into social marketing, you got to do this and that, I say, go check me out. And then they see I'm not a guy who just talks about it. I'm a guy that's doing it. Say, wow, this guy's like all over. Oh my God, he's all over the first 3 pages. In fact, I had a guy say, how did you do that? How did you do this? Well, I'm lucky with my name. I'm not saying, because I'm a genius. I've got a great name to do that with. But if you understand that, build your business around an unusual name.
It's the same with my name too. Out of all the Andrew McGiverns out there, there's one singer, Andrew McGivern.
Yeah.
He's on the front page, but I take up the rest of the page.
Speaking of McGiverns, the crowd has arrived. All right, we have a clan gathering suddenly. Andrew's really in big trouble because his parents turned up. He's here late at night. He past curfew.
In the back of a bar.
Oh, wow, that's great of you guys to turn up. Fantastic. I think we're going to have to put him on the mic and ask him embarrassing baby
shots.
Well,
we've got a question for the next show, actually.
Okay, Tristan, yep.
This is just sort of very spontaneous, so I'm just trying to log in here, trying to get a Wi-Fi connection.
Oh, from the Starbucks upstairs.
Yeah, well, here's something neat that popped up, and this looks like a new service from Skype. It's called Skype Access.
Oh.
And it says, this Wi-Fi hotspot supports Skype Access, the easy way to get online. And you can use your Skype credit and charge Wi-Fi time to that. So I don't know much about it yet because it's the first time I've seen this, but
that's cool.
I'm very interested in that. See how it works.
I was actually, that's funny you brought up something about Skype because I'm thinking of dropping my Skype account because I've got my Gmail phone. And I just got a note saying, hey, you got Gmail account, you're able to use your phone, so I don't really need Skype to call out. People can't call into me, but who cares? I mean, I've got unlimited incoming, so really, if you want to be a cheapskate like me, you get a phone with unlimited incoming, and then you use your computer to do outgoing, right? You want to check your email, you want to check your messages and stuff like it's free.
And the caller ID is always the same.
Right?
No matter who calls you from Google phone, it's always the same number.
Yeah, exactly.
On the caller ID, so
it's very, very cool. So for the other thing too is, I've called Andrew. Hey, Andrew, call me back because I'm on my mobile and I've got unlimited. So he'll call me back and we'll talk for an hour.
No, I can't do that because
because
I work for TELUS. We need more.
Yeah, I'm taking it to the man. Take it to the man. Yeah, you can only do that after hours.
Yeah.
I discovered an app called Talkatone, so it kind of connects to the G Talk, so you can actually call anyone through this application, but it's using your 3G. It's using your data, which could be costly, but I got sucked into that $30 for 6 gigs, so I'm
you
covered.
Use it. Just pump it through. You download a lot of movies?
I should start
You
doing
should.
that
Just
more.
get into some major BitTorrent, 30, 40 gigs. So I just throw them away. I just want to use my bandwidth, man. I'm just trying to use my bandwidth.
The Talkatone, it's free, and you can just call out for free, too.
That's cool. So, one thing, being aware of the resources that are out there that are free or practically nothing. There's a guy did an experiment, and for $10 he set up a business. Everything he had, phone number. Okay, this is in the States, so he got a free phone number. He got email. He got a bunch of stuff done, and he opened his business. I think the $10 was for him to set up his first month of
Hosting.
internet hosting.
Yeah.
That was it. That's ridiculous. You get your website you can do for free, like Wix. You can go to Wix, get a free website. Go to Google, do a bunch of stuff on Google, do podcasting stuff. I mean, it's crazy how much stuff you can pump up for nothing. For nothing. All it does is take your time. And that is where it gets painful. Because we only get 24 hours in a day. I mean, and most of us have to sleep for, at least I got to sleep for 10 of those hours. So if you're up for 16, 17, 18 hours a day, you still cannot fill that stuff. So it's all about strategy and maximizing. It goes all the way back.
Tristan's on.
About posting automatically. Tristan, go for it.
You could drink less.
Yeah, look at there is a point to life, Tristan. Good God, man.
Speaking of which, have you seen our waitress?
Oh, no, okay. She is so overworked right now that it's a self-serve bar, and maybe if you ask really
For
nicely,
down here,
somebody
you
will.
gotta go
Yeah.
upstairs.
So if you guys want to get a drink, and not the people that are listening, if you want to get a drink, get up and go to do it yourself. That's kind of what we're
And
doing
if you're
here.
listening, go ahead, help yourself.
Yeah, go help yourself. Put it on pause. Get that tequila bottle to get you through this show. So, okay.
Let's cover one more topic before we.
We're gonna
up the
close it.
show.
Okay. What am I gonna choose? Something short here.
How about? Do you want to talk about what you do, Lorraine, or do you want to do that in the next show?
Well, I'll talk about what I do. I just announced.
So you're you do some workshops. You're a social media expert, basically. You
She's
do-
a social media maven
Thank you.
with a capital M.
Don't use the G word.
Megan?
Guru.
Yeah, don't use that word. Don't use that
Oh, it's being overused.
It's been over.
It's kind of like branding.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I basically have two jobs. I blog for a living, and I also teach social media. And got a new slate of workshops starting on the 2nd of March. First one up is blogging for writers, which is my favorite one. It's 10 weeks, 90 minutes a week, and there's lots of homework. So we'll do things like you have to write a podcast script, and you have to then record and upload it. So every week there's a writing assignment and a technology assignment.
So it's workshop based.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
It's all of my stuff is really participatory.
And are you really harsh? You call that's a piece of crap.
I keep thinking I would be, but my students keep impressing me. To be honest,
Makes you nervous, doesn't it?
I've been impressed. Well,
Wow.
like I said the
Oh my
last time I
God.
was on, the best thing for a teacher is to be eclipsed by your student.
Absolutely,
Because then
yeah.
you know you really did a good job.
Yeah.
That's
And you've got a few good stories about that you talked about the last time you were on.
Yeah, what was that show? That was like we'll put a link into that show and you can listen to that. It's an amazing story about that one guy that became
That was,
kind of
I
like
think that was show number 5.
a blogging superstar.
Yeah, well, I work with a lot of the marginalized people on the downtown east side, and they invariably turn out to be my prodigies. I was at first a little bit worried about mixing these people with other people from different groups because, frankly, on the downtown east side, the service provision industry has a particular way of dealing with people. And if you deal with them in a different way, they go, oh my God, you can't talk to them like that. You can't do that. And I'm blunt, damn blunt. So I was a little bit nervous about mixing these people in with my regular students, but I found that it's the best thing for my classes. Having people from different backgrounds in a class makes everyone in the class more engaged. They learn more. They teach each other. And, of course, there's social lessons being taught as well. When you're interacting with people from different backgrounds, you're dropping your preconceptions. You're saying, well, okay, I think people like that are like this, but this guy is like that, but he's not like that. And it's nice to just be able to facilitate some kind of, bridge
And also,
building.
you said that when you're on social media, you don't know what city, part of town you're from. You can't tell, where you are.
Yeah, the great equalizer.
In life, It's just whatever you put out is what people see.
Yeah, there's two great comics. I think they're both from the New Yorker. One of them's a dog sitting in front of a computer, turning around, talking to another dog, saying, "On the internet, no one knows you're a dog."
Yeah, I get
And
that
then
one.
someone has done another one with this guy with flowing robes and a beard and says, "On the internet, no one knows you're God." It's true. It's all just about the quality of what you put out there.
Exactly.
So,
But you can become a god
You can become a god.
because of your content.
There's a fellow, Mad V. I don't think I had a chance to talk about him last time. He's
Mad V.
amazing. No one knows his real name, which is very internet.
We should
It's
have him
kind
on the show.
of old-fashioned internet. You should. But his stuff is actually without words, so it's a little difficult to
Well, hang
explain.
on. What would he use? His art or something like that? Or?
He's on YouTube.
He's a
YouTube
mime.
star.
No?
No, he started out just doing magic tricks, cards, making
Close.
pens float and stuff.
Oh, cool.
And he got an enormous following. He was one of the original stars of YouTube. And I was addicted, and I couldn't tell you why. I don't like magic tricks. I would never willingly go to a magic trick show on YouTube.
But on YouTube you can frame by frame, can't you?
Yeah, but there was just something
you can
about
learn the secret.
this guy that was attractive. He had something in him that drew all of these people. And then he went quiet for a while because he got an offer from an ad company and went off and worked for 6 months. He came back with something he called The Challenge. And it was just this amazing music. And this guy, by the way, he wears a hoodie and a little Guy Fawkes mask, so the little V for Vendetta mask. No one
cool.
sees his face.
yeah.
And then it was just this music and him standing there, and then he opened his hand, and on the hand it said "One World." And then it faded to black and said, "Accept the challenge." And I was so fired up. I wanted to accept the challenge. I didn't know what it was. And of course, I, being more linear than I should be, waited for instructions. What happened was that tens of thousands of people around the world didn't wait. And they just wrote things on their hand and sent in response videos. And that became the most responded to video of all time. His account's been hacked a couple of times, but I think it's had over 4 million views.
Nice.
He edited all of the responses together into one video, and I've played this in workshops and caused entire rooms full of people to cry. It's
Wow. Could we get a link for that
incredible.
for our show notes? That'd be awesome.
Yeah, let me...
It's a trade secret, sorry.
He's on YouTube, he's Mad V, and he's been posting his old videos and adding commentary.
Probably automatically, too. Just kidding. I just had to dig it right in there. You know, he's a busy guy.
using
He's on
Tweet Adder.
vacation. I can just see him in Bermuda with his mask on and the shorts, and he must have the weirdest tan.
Little eye holes.
Who's the guy with the white face, and the tan body?
So did he take one of your
Mad V.
workshops?
No,
Mad V?
no. But
You
I've
idolize
used him
him.
to teach enough that I probably owe him money.
Well, it's a god that she's, but that's a god that she knows. An
So in
internet
this
god,
in this
right?
writing workshop, so you're going to teach podcasting scripts, which, by the way,
Oh,
maybe we should use a
said,
script.
you're giving us like a 99.999% discount for all our listeners.
You think we should
No,
use a script or what?
I was giving him a 25% discount
No
if
response.
people...
That's pretty good.
If people email bloggingclasses@gmail and say that they heard about it on the Bunker Project, then I'll give them a 25% discount, which basically takes it down to the price it was 3 years ago.
Wow,
Every time I
bonus.
see Boris
So
Mann,
you
he
can
tells me
time
to triple my
travel if
prices.
you're from the
Exactly.
Bunker
You don't have to
Project.
drink to
Bunker
get into
Project.
time travel now. You can just go to the program.
Yeah.
Hey, that's awesome.
But you still learn the current stuff, not the stuff from free.
That's right.
Oh, no. You got the 3-year-old stuff.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
come on.
the thing about social media is half of it's technology, but the advances in technology are such that it's almost it's no barrier to entry. But the other half is social. And
Yeah, it's attitude.
human nature doesn't change.
Yeah, I know.
And the way we interact. I mean, right now there's someone here on Twitter calling me rude who auto-DM'd me. I called her out in public, and she says that's rude. So we're working
We're
through
having a
this.
little bit like a social fisticuffs there.
That's right. And I mean, if you never get into a disagreement with someone on social media, you're not using it properly because you're
You're not
eventually
expressing yourself.
you're not expressing yourself. You're not standing for anything because if no one ever disagrees with you, if no one says I'm not going to buy your product, then not enough people are hearing about your product. Do you know what I mean? I don't mean be obnoxious. That's my brand. That's what I do. But
Well, if you don't get honest input, you can't
Yeah.
grow. I mean,
Yeah.
I hate it when I say, "Hey, what do you think of my website? Or what do you think of this ad? Or what do you think of this portfolio?" "Oh, it's fantastic. It's great. It's amazing." Well, yeah, great. That doesn't help me.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm glad you like, but what don't you like about it? What doesn't work for you as the average Joe? Because if you tell me that, I will take it and I will try and improve myself. But if I'm perfect all the time, then as an audience, you're completely useless to me. So call me out, please. I won't get offended. I'll actually use that as a tool.
Well, and learning not to get offended is the key thing. People,
Oh, yeah, what do you know?
People
The hell with
Do
you.
you,
Hey, I'm taking my mic and I'm
bring
going
the
home.
trolls on. Somebody posted a link to my
Trolls.
website on a troll forum where
Nice.
people go to find targets.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Don't they argue amongst themselves and get nothing done? You call that a comment? You call yourself a troll? You wimp.
You have
I'm
a second workshop though as well.
Oh, I have
Trolls are us.
6 workshops.
6 workshops.
Including social media for business, where I teach people not to attract trolls and things like that.
And that one's coming up.
And
as
that
well?
one is, I believe, on the 16th. I have social media strategies for business, which is a full day in-person course, very intense. I have social media for nonprofits as well, which is one of my more popular ones.
That'll be awesome, yeah.
Because a nonprofit, you can be 5 people in a room, but you can be the equivalent of the UN. I mean, the UN only basically started using social media well last year.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're pretty good, but for that length of time, you could have been their equal.
Yeah. But you still, I used to work for mega, I think it was Save the Children or one of these mega, which was connected with the UN. Mm-hmm. And it was grossly inefficient. This guy got paid $175,000 of the donated money, and he just traveled around the world doing meetings. And I was trying to do projects with the guy. We could get anything done because there's where are you? So I'm in Geneva this week. Well, what are you doing next week? We need to get this stuff approved. This is why I'm in America next week. I'm doing this and that. So there's the problem with large organizations that a lot of that money gets buried in the bureaucracy. So I think with social media, you don't have to have a mega organization. You can do it very grassroots. Mm-hmm. You can broadcast it internationally for practically nothing.
Yeah.
And make huge effects. I mean, that's what you've been doing in the East End, really, basically.
Yep. And we're going to be closing the show.
All right, Anne's going to shut up. We're just getting warmed up, man.
Cool
So it's a good
bunker
thing we got
music.
another show to do after this. So, guys, thank you for turning up and making our biggest show ever. Of course, our show after this will be the biggest show ever, part 2.
Yeah.
And
what are we going to talk about?
I have the
after
foggiest idea, which is pretty typical for us.
We're going to talk a little bit about phones.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you can do
the
the phones
World
because I
Phone
made him
Congress.
research it. And drinks.
Yeah, we're going to talk about drinks.
Okay, media on demand we can talk about. And I've got, the new iPhones. We could talk about that. What? The new iPhones? Nobody said anything about the new iPhones.
On the metered internet.
Yeah, sounds cool. And I think Alan Knight might give him a chance to jump in there because he was falling asleep just waiting to chat.
I was listening to everything.
He was.
If
He
you
was-
want
he
to
was in
join the
rapture.
show, call 1-877-636-1474. And we will see you again next week.
All right, ciao, guys.